Hey guys, so we are going to have a welcome orientation video to help y'all being full online students. I wanted to just make a video and kind of walk through the class with you. I'm going to try and keep it relatively short and not over an hour like I would for my orientation for my face-to-face students. So I'm going to try and keep it short and sweet. But let's just get going with the Welcome to Biology 1010 class. My name is Kim Subach. I am your lecture and lab instructor for Bio 1010. I have a background in wildlife science. That is my undergrad and graduate degrees. So my bachelor's is in wildlife science and my master's is in wildlife science as well. I've taken some graduate school courses in advanced med phys and hormones and behavior and microbiology as well to help me out in that area of classes. And then I am currently pursuing a doctorate in education and EDD in curriculum and instruction at Valdosta right now. I'm in my second year. So that's a little bit about me and my background. I love biology. It's seriously some of my favorite courses is biology, that and zoology. That's seriously my favorite. But biology, talking about all of it, plants and animals and why things are cool and science. It's awesome. It's awesome. And so I'm hoping that you will get into this and at least appreciate, if you don't love it as much as I do, that's okay. At least appreciate biology and Bio 1010. Um, yeah, so I guess a little bit about more about myself. I'm married, I have three kids. I have lots of pets. We have two dogs, a Rottie and a Pitty. You will hear them, I am sure, barking and growling and whining and playing, and possibly see them even on camera while we record videos in this class. I've got, the two dogs, we've got two rescue cats. Both dogs are rescues too, and fish and other animals in this house. It's crazy. Um, yeah. Okay, so enough about me. The class, Biotintin, is fully online. That is what you signed up for when you looked at the course offerings. This class is lectures online and lab is online. It is not split apart like classes may be if you have attended other schools like Georgia State or KSU, where the lab and the lecture is separate. Here at Georgia Highlands, it's all together. It's all one grade and it's all for a 4-hour credit class. So this has both, and I will be your instructor for both lecture and lab. Um, Here is the course home page. I haven't edited the way I like it, so I've got my widgets set up in kind of the old-fashioned way, but it's my favorite. I like having the announcements on the left and the calendar in the middle and the content browser on the right. The announcements are going to have the important stuff in there for you, stuff that you need to know. So please check here often to see the announcements and anything super important that I want to get across to you at that time. So we've got the welcome information here, a little bit about the class. One of the first things it's asking you to do in here in this class is that practice quiz. So there is a practice quiz. It has a few questions. There's 5 questions. The material is taken from the syllabus. So I want you to read the syllabus. You can find the syllabus over here. You can also find the syllabus in the class content that we're going to get to in a little bit, but definitely read the syllabus. I am not going to go through the entire syllabus. If I did, it would take me over an hour to do this video, and you don't want me to talk at you for over an hour in one video alone. So I'm going to need you to read the syllabus. The syllabus is my contract, what we will do in this class, my contract with what I say I'm going to do for you and what I expect you to do in this class. So it's expectations, it's policies, it's how the class is set up, it's contact information. It's a whole bunch of really super important things that I need you to look at. It has tech specs on what you're going to need in order to do Labster simulations for the lab, in order to download Respondus Lockdown Browser Monitor for your computer or device that you have. That's all in there too. So read the syllabus. Once you read the syllabus, take the practice quiz. The practice quiz, there is a link for it here. I have a link for the practice quiz here in the calendar. as well. And just in case, because sometimes the calendar is a little weird with me, and sometimes things disappear off the calendar the day that they're due. So, in case you were ever wondering if you have a quiz that day, I'm going to want you to always check the syllabus. Check the syllabus. Can't see me. Check the syllabus and see what is due for that day, that week, and when it's due. The syllabus is always right, but you can also come up to the top of the course homepage, go to assessments, and then you see under assessments is quizzes. So for example, we talked about that practice quiz. Look here, you can see the practice quiz is open, and you can see how long it's going to be open from the 9th until the 13th. In this class, Wednesday is the day things are due. Every week, this is a short class. It is 8 weeks instead of 16 weeks, and we are cramming in 16 weeks of material into those 8 weeks. So you will be doing more faster. You're doing the same content as a 16-week class, but you're doing it faster in the 8 weeks. So you are going to need to do the practice quiz that is mentioned in the course offerings. It is due on Wednesday, the 13th. You are also going to need to go through the chapter 1 lecture material and complete the chapter 1 lecture quiz. That's going to be due on Wednesday. You will also, if you consult the calendar and if you consult your syllabus, you are going to have some lab assignments that will also be due on Wednesday. So you are going to have 2 lab assignments, a lecture quiz, and a practice quiz, and all of those are due on this Wednesday. So you got a lot of stuff. I want us to just jump right in here and get going. So here are the 2 lab assignments that are linked to the content browser that we're going to get to in a little bit. These are the lab simulations, links to them anyway. Here is the practice quiz link. Here is the lecture quiz link, and you can see all of this. These guys, these end on the 13th. Oh, excuse me. These are going to start today, and then they will end as far as grades on Wednesday, the 13th. So every week you will have some lab assignments, and you will need to complete them by Wednesday at midnight. All right, so that covers that announcement over here, the syllabus. Um, when you take that practice quiz, you are going to be in this class. It's fully online. So you're going to need to download the Respondus Lockdown Browser and Monitor. It is a device, it is an app. If you have not used it before at Georgia Highlands, you will need to have this on your device that you are using to take tests in this class. So that practice quiz that I told you you need to take, it will prompt you and show you how to download it, what to do to get Respondus on your device, because you're going to need that going forth. I'm going to assume that you have it and everything's working, and your tech, assuming that you complete the practice quiz by Wednesday, we're assuming everything's good to go for the rest of the semester. So you are going to be monitored with Respondus Lockdown Browser Monitor every time you take a test in this class. So I treat it just like a face-to-face class. I try and make my online classes as close as possible to a face-to-face class. So I am going to watch you take the test using Respondus Lockdown Monitor, just like I'd watch you in my face-to-face lecture rooms. So there's this extra file right here, and it shows you expectations on monitoring that when you are taking a test in this class, I want you looking right at the computer, just like I'm looking at this camera right now. I want you looking face forward. I don't want you, looking off to the side, all around. You need to scan your environment. I need your lights on. If you are sitting in your bedroom and all the lights are off and I can't see you, that's a problem. So that is covered in this file on expectations um, when you are being monitored. That I want, you need to look forward. You look at the computer. I need to be able to see you. You need to do an environmental scan and look all around. All of that is in here in that file and in the syllabus. The last part of the announcement before we move on is the tech tip. So if you have not done this yet, I really suggest you do. I use it in grad school all the time. So D2L has this stuff called notifications. And if I'm going to shrink that down. If I come up here and You can look under the right hand corner. It says notifications. So if you click that, you can pick and choose what notifications you want D2L to send you, and it can email you. But most importantly, it can text you. It can text your cell phone. So those notifications can be a new assignment that just got posted, a grade. How did you do on that test? You can get a text that will tell you that your grade is up and this is what you did on it. Um, you can get a text that says, don't forget that that quiz is going to close in 2 days and you better log in and finish it. Those are really helpful, the D2L notifications. So I've got a video that walks you through how to do that, and that is located here at the bottom of the announcements to get you signed up for the notifications on D2L because, again, they're really helpful. I use them all the time in grad school to remind me, oh, don't forget, you need that paper that is due and you haven't done it yet. Um, Sign up for the notifications. They're great. They're helpful, especially in an online class that is self-paced, that you are going to have to remember what is due and it's all on you. And I'm not going to see you face to face to remind you. Please sign up for notifications. So, announcements, calendars in the middle, and then content browser. Let's jump to the content. The content browser widget is super small. It's ridiculously silly, but it at least gives you a little bit of an idea of what the content is. But when you are looking at content, oh my goodness, sorry. When you are looking at content, I want y'all to come over here to the top, click on content items, and then hit content. And then that will bring it up as a full page. With the full page, you can see descriptions like you can see here under the lab simulations. So please pull the content on the full page. And we are going to start at the very top, and I have things in order of priority. So let's get started. Is at the very top. It's the first place I want you to go. And you can see the welcome to Bio 1010 web page that I built. And it's got all sorts of things on this page, right? So the first one up here is the syllabus. I'm going to want you to, again, read it, know it, love it. I'm going to bounce over there really fast to just go through a few things on the syllabus. So let me share that for us. There you are, syllabus. Okay, so with the syllabus, there we are. With the syllabus, you can see my contact information, how to get a hold of me. You can see the email that I prefer. You can email me through D2L. Yes, of course, you can. The Highlands is the official GHC email at the school. And the Highlands, I prefer you to email me at because it emails through my cell phone and my cell phone has Outlook and it will let me know immediately that you emailed me in my inbox, that it's sitting there. If you email me in D2L, and I don't know why they haven't fixed this yet, but it does not send me a notification that you emailed me. Doesn't. So you may have emailed me, Wednesday night at midnight, and I might not log in to D2L again until Monday. Maybe. I don't know. It might happen. So I won't know that your email is sitting in D2L land unless I'm logged into D2L and I get that little notification that pops up that I have an email. Otherwise, I would really suggest that you do the Highlands one so I get it because I want to respond in a timely manner. I want to know, um, you know, what your question is and be able to get back to you. So please email me at Highlands. I will check email on D2L, but it's just faster to get me at the Highlands email. My office phone is here. I am face to face on Mondays and Wednesdays. So I have face to face office hours here that you can see. I also have online appointments. So I know y'all are fully online. You don't have to show up face to face at my office for an office hours appointment. For any appointment, though, I'd like for you to use Navigate. All of us have Navigate. We're all able to log into Navigate. And so just log in and search for me, search for Stubach, and then look for office hours. And I have both face to face and online set up in the system. So you can just search through there and navigate, find what time slot works for you, and book that time slot. And we can have one on one time, just me and you through Zoom or face to face to talk about whatever you want to talk about, whether you got questions about class content, um, You want to go back over a test one more time, whatever you want, that's your time for me and you. Um, Another thing that I like to offer my fully online students that I don't offer my face-to-face students is y'all aren't getting um face-to-face interaction, like designated time where we are here and dedicated to all be together. So I like to offer that for y'all. And so it's like a supplemental instruction time that we can, and if you are available, we can meet during my office hours. So I'm just going to throw out, every Tuesday from 2 to 3 could be supplemental instruction. And that time is just for y'all. It is just for my Bio 1010 students. It's not for my Med Micro or my anatomy and physiology students or my 100 advisees that I'm in charge of. It's just for y'all. And that time from Tuesday, from 2 to 3 is y'all's time. And so anyone who wants to could log in, Tuesdays at 2, and that will be our time to go through the weekly lecture material. We can go and talk about the Labster simulations. We can talk about whatever you want to. We can answer whatever questions you want to. If you're going through the study guide and you're like, I don't understand what number 5 is even talking about in the study guide, that's your time to do that. So we can do this as a group because some of us work really well as a group. So I want to offer that out to you. If that is something that you want to see, Tuesdays at 2, please email me and let me know. And we will set that up as supplemental instruction for this class, just for Bio 1010 and nobody else. So I just want to throw it out there for you. Last summer, I did this with my online anatomy and physiology students, and they loved it. They logged in every week, and I had the same group of like 5 students that would come in every week, and then others would pop in and out when they could. I offered it for my online micro students last fall, and they passed. They didn't want a supplemental time to come in every week. So I'm throwing it out there. We don't have to do it, but if that's something that interests you, please email me, and we'll see what we can do. Here is the link for online information. It's in Navigate, but it's also here in the syllabus, so you can get my Zoom link and the meeting ID for that information. All of the important dates for the semester, and then um, the items that you need for class, the required texts and materials. So our required textbook is the OpenStax book, which is totally free to download online and look at online. You can find the link here um, on the syllabus. And I'm going to jump back to Chrome. There you are. I'm going to jump back to Chrome and pop over here and show you what the textbook link will take you to. So it's going to take us here, and here is, it's an orange book with yellow writing. It's concepts of biology. We're going to go through the first 11 chapters in Bio 1010. If you stick with us and stay with Bio 1010 and jump to Bio 1012, then you'll do the second half of this textbook. But it is a free textbook. You can download the PDF to your device, to your computer. I like to download e-textbooks for grad school at Valdosta, and I'll download them and put them on my iPad and read them that way, if I don't want to have them on my computer. If whatever works for you, if you want to download a PDF, if you want to view it online, that's one of my personal favorites as an instructor because the online version um, is up to date all the time. They're constantly updating this every year. They make changes and edits and fix things and make it even better. So the online version, if you click view online, is always up to date. So that's another method. Or you can always get a paper book. So to get the paper textbook, I suggest going to the university bookstore, going to your closest campus, going to the bookstore and getting it there. There are also other methods if the bookstore is out, and you can contact me about those. So this is the textbook. This is the textbook we're going to use in this class. It's the concepts of biology, and we are going through chapters 1 through 11. Um, in this class, just real briefly, um, biology is not for everybody, and I understand that, and I realize that. So you might need some help with things in this class. And again, I am here always as, reaching out. You can text me. My cell phone's at the bottom of my email signature. You can call me on my cell. You can call my office. If you prefer to go a different route, you can go to the virtual hub that I've got links to on the syllabus, and it's got links to the tutorial center. The tutorial center is a great place to get help with, all of the subjects, science, math. If you needed to write a paper, the writing center is amazing to pop in and have somebody help you with that. So I have lots of links in here for this stuff to help you out in case you are struggling. Back to helpful information. So I'm going to drop this for the time being. Here is that page that I showed y'all. It's at the very end of the syllabus with the important dates. This is where it's at. I always, even if it's an online class, I still print these bad boys out so I know I can look real quick and just see what is due when. Take this, plug it into your Outlook, to your Gmail calendar, whatever you need to keep yourself on task for what is due when, because this is the ultimate list for all of the assignments and when they are due. Last page of your syllabus. Bouncing back to the class. Okay, so we are back here at the welcome page. We talked about the syllabus briefly. There's way more stuff in there that I want you to read and know. Please go through it thoroughly and then take the syllabus quiz. Here are some useful tips. So, again, science is not for everybody, and I get that. And what works for me may not work for you. So, I have a ton of tips in here for you to read that I suggest you go through and try and see. Maybe you try a couple of these and you figure out what works. You take the first exam, and maybe some things worked and some things didn't really work for you. Try something else. Some of us work really well alone by ourselves. And some of us really need a group and more social interaction. And I know that's really hard when it's a fully online class. So don't be afraid to reach out to your fellow students. Maybe create a group me where y'all can text back and forth, and then you can create a Zoom and y'all can all zoom in. If you don't do the supplemental instruction at Tuesday at 2 o'clock, y'all can do your own. I'm not going to stop y'all from doing that. So if you want to do your own study session at whatever time works for you, um, be be free to do that. Please go do that. I suggest try whatever method works for you to burn this information into your brain. I like writing notes down. It's been shown that when you write notes, handwrite notes, I know it's old school, but it's been shown that when you handwrite things, if you create your own study guide and you're writing it out or you're creating flashcards, that burns it into your brain more so than if you were typing it into the computer. So that is another method to create the flashcards, to make your own study guide. Whatever, pick some of these things. We've got a metacognition survey where you're thinking to figure out, what ways work best for you. So all sorts of resources that I'm going to throw out here in this section for you to try out. You are going to need to dedicate time for this class. All of the biology classes, all the chemistry classes, they are going to need you to dedicate time to them. Science is not a class where you can just, kind of blow it off for a couple weeks and expect to do well. You've got to study a little bit every day. So carve out the time. Time management is important. Go through these skills, they are here for you. All right, so I'm going to jump back to the content because I'm trying not to ramble on and have a really long video. Here, I have chunked all of the lecture material into chunks as exams. So exam 1 is going to be a 75 question lecture test on matching or multiple choice, and it's going to be a D2L, and it's going to cover these two chapters. It's going to cover chapters 1 and chapters 2 in exam 1. The midterm is then going to have some more new material, and it will cover chapters 3, 4, and 5. Here in this chunk, but the midterm will be comprehensive. It will cover chapters 1 all the way to chapters 5. And then after the midterm, you don't need to worry about that stuff again. You're not going to see those questions again. You'll have new stuff for exam number 3. Chapter 6, 7, and 8 will be exam number 3. And then that final will cover chapters 6 through 11. Um, so the material is chunked. Chapter 1 is in exam 1, and you can see I have each chapter and the material within the chapter is in order of priority that I want you to have. So remember that textbook I told you you needed to look up? It was OpenStax, and you could download a PDF, you could look at it online, you could order yourself a print book at the bookstore, whatever works for you. I downloaded the PDF and I have chunked it for you. And so you can read it right here in D2L if you want to, and then you don't have to worry about it at all. So I have it here for you. There is no excuse why you cannot read the textbook. It is here, totally free. So here's the textbook. It is the backbone of every course. Here is the biology textbook. Here is the chapter outline. So chapter outlines are boiled down versions of what I feel are important in the chapter. But again, they're boiled down versions. If you're blowing through this and you're not quite sure what this stuff means, I always want you to refer back to the textbook. Go back to the textbook and read that section and see if it makes sense to you. If it still doesn't make sense to you after you went through the videos, the PowerPoints, and read the textbook, looked through the outlines, and it still doesn't make sense, please reach out. Please email me, text me, come to the supplemental instruction if we can get that thing going, and let me know because I want y'all to do well in this course. Everyone has an A right now in this course, and we want to keep it that way. So these are chapter outlines. They are boiled down versions of the textbook. Below the chapter outline is going to be the lecture PowerPoint. So in these lecture PowerPoints, I have links in here. I have links to videos, I have links to websites, I have links to all sorts of stuff. And when I have a fully online class, I like to record the lectures and give them to you. But I also want to give you the lecture PowerPoints because there may be a helpful video in there that's talking about some stuff. And it's a great video, and I want you to watch it, but I'm not going to record a recording, if that makes sense. I'm not going to record a video of a video playing in the background. That would be silly. So here are the PowerPoints. Download them to your device, open them up in the slideshow view, and then all the links will work. All the external links will work in slideshow view. So here are the lecture PowerPoints. Here are the video lectures for chapter 1. So I finished those. And they will be here. And then throughout the semester, I'm going to add in, lecture videos for all the other chapters. So every content, every chapter 1 through 11 that we have in this class will have a lecture video of me talking at you like I'm doing right now, um, and trying to explain the concepts and go through it just like I would in a face-to-face class. So these are the video lectures. I really want you to watch them. I think they're helpful. I usually get a lot of good feedback on them that they helped instead of you trying to just look through a PowerPoint and figure out what the important stuff was. So these are the video lectures. And then at the very bottom is the study guide. So that's your last thing for you. It has, vocabulary terms and concepts that I want you to know for every chapter has a study guide. So go through these. Don't wait until the last minute to study for the test and bust out all these study guides. Do them as we cover them. So this week we have nothing but chapter 1. It's super easy. Nothing but chapter 1 due on Wednesday, and then the next week is nothing but chapter 2. And then it gets a little bit harder and we start doing 2 chapters a week. If you were in my med micro class, we do 3 chapters every week in my 8-week med micro class, sometimes 4 chapters a week. We do 24 chapters total in that class. So we're doing 11 chapters in this class in Bio 1010, but I still expect you to read the material when we're going through it, go through the study guide the week we're going through it. Don't procrastinate. Do it ahead of time so that way you can come to the supplemental instruction. You can email me with questions and we can go through them well before the test pops up on Wednesday. So this is, all of chapter 1 material, and the other chapters will be set up the same way. So that is the lecture content. We are going to have a plasmid project, and all of that content is in here for the instructions on what you're doing. How all of these are the different sheets you will need to print these off. You will need to have access to a printer at some point for the plasmid project so you can print things, and then it's a little bit of arts and crafts. You will print these guides, you will cut them, you will make your own little genome. It's going to be a lot of fun. I like the plasmid project. I think it's super cool. And it also has some questions too that you will complete. That is a little bit of research and writing in here too. So, oh goodness, excuse me. So it's a little bit of everything in this plasmid project, and it really incorporates concepts that we are going to cover in the biotech chapter. So it's a fun one. I really like it. This whole folder is plasmid project material, and there is also a video that will help lay this out a little more. There's a YouTube video embedded in here that can help walk you through. And here's some more information to help walk you through what we're doing in the class and what it's going to look like. So these are the instructions. Here's all of the stuff on the plasmid project. Um, Lab simulations, it's virtual. We are going to be using a software called Labster. And I think Labster is really cool. It is, if you're a gamer, it's like virtual reality. That's how it's kind of set up. At the top of the lab simulations, you can see the technical information that you'll need for Labster. It I do not think it performs with a Chromebook. So you really need to test this out this week and see if you can run Labster. You have two simulations that are due this week too. We have lab safety and experimental design. Both of those, they're down here. Here's lab safety, and then here's experimental design. And then you will click those and it will bounce you over to open your web browser in a new tab, and you will start beginning the simulation for these. So they're really fun. They're kind of neat. You will walk through a simulation. You will follow the prompts. You will read the tablet that's telling you information about what you're supposed to be learning. You will answer questions, and those will be your lab exercise grades. So you can do the lab exercise as many times as you want before it is due that Wednesday. And so if you did lab safety and the first run through you made an 80, and then the next run through you did lab safety again and you made 100, and you did that before the Wednesday it was due, I'm going to count the 100. It is whatever grade you have the Wednesday that that is due. This lab content does not close. I do not close the lab content because I want you to be able to go back through all of these guys and take them whenever you want, because you're going to have a lab midterm and you're going to have a lab final, and they are going to use questions straight off of Labster. So if you have done the lab midterm is going to cover 5 lab exercises, and if you have scored, 100% on those 5 lab exercises, then you should score 100% on the lab midterm. That's going to pull questions straight from Labster. So I want you to have Labster access to Labster in the simulations whenever you want. But your grade is going to be what you scored on that lab exercise the Wednesday that it's due. So I hope that makes sense. If it does not make sense, please email me. But you have two that are due the first week of class. On the 13th, you will have lab safety and experimental design that I expect you to have completed, and whatever grade you got in those guys will go in the grade book for you um, for those lab simulations. And the next 2 weeks, you will have atomic structure and carbohydrates will be the next two exercises. So these are the lab simulations. These are the tech specs you need to be able to use Labster. Let me know if you run into problems with Labster. Usually it's pretty user friendly. Sometimes it is tricky. You'll need to learn how to go, to the right side, to the left side, how to open things, and just fiddle around with it and play around with it. And usually you can figure out exactly what it's trying to go for. Reference the tablet is usually a good tip, to go to the tablet and it will tell you. how to get through the simulation. What are you looking for in case you get stuck? But if you absolutely are getting stuck and you can't you can't move on, you don't know what's going on, please reach out and I will try and help walk you through that simulation and let you know what the next step is or what it is that you're supposed to do. So these are the lab simulations. You will complete 10 total lab exercises, lab simulations for the exercise grade. You're going to have a lab midterm on the first 5 lab exercises, and then the lab final will cover the last 5 exercises. And that's your lab grade in this class. The last bit of lab of content is the lib guide, and this is a bit of extra help. I sent you to the tutorial center for help, and you can also come to find extra resources at this LibGuide for all sorts of interesting topics. So the chemistry of life, for example, has a ton on because that chapter is a tricky chapter. Chapter 2, if you haven't had chemistry, sometimes I have students come from high school and they jump straight into bio 1010 and they never had chemistry in high school ever. And so this chapter 2 is really tough for them. So I have lots of links in here in this lib guide. There's Khan Academy. If you have not done Khan Academy, it is great. All sorts of great resources on Khan Academy. I love listening to it in the car. If I'm trying to get through a concept and it's not making sense, I just, turn it on my phone and listen to it over the speaker in my car for Khan Academy or any of these other things. We've got some films on demand links in here. Khan Academy. This guy is Bozeman Science. He is amazing. I love his videos. Really great stuff in here. So this LibGuide has extra resources in here for different topics and different chapters. So don't forget that it is here for you as additional resources. So I think that covers it. I'm sure I have gone over longer than I was hoping to for this video. Yeah, we're at 38 minutes. Um, so let me know if you have any questions. Welcome to the class. And I am sure I am going to see all of your smiley faces on Respondus Lockdown Monitor when you take these practice quiz. So welcome to the class. I hope it's going to be a good semester. It's going to be great. And let me know if you have any questions. Don't be a stranger. Reach out.